All right, today we are diving into three of the most critical areas that you need mobility for to prevent injury when you're running. Right? Mobility is not the only thing that can contribute to an injury with running, but there are some key elements that we like to see in our runners and our athletes that come into the clinic, so that they aren't having recurrent pain that keeps popping up. And so, one thing, one area that we want to look at is, hey, running is momentarily, jumping and landing on one foot. So we've definitely got to have a good, strong, and mobile foot that has to happen. Now, a couple areas that we want to see is our ankle, right? How well does our ankle move when we're jumping and landing on it? And so ideally, I want to see, hey, how well can my knee track over my toes? And ideally, I should see someone's ability to do that about 4 to 5 inches over. And so you can do a knee to wall test where hey, you line up your foot with a wall, use your fist, line that big toe up, and then you're just going to see, hey, can I touch the wall without my knee, without my foot coming up? Can I bring that knee all the way to the wall, right? And if you can't do that, you've definitely got some ankle mobility limitations. Now, an area that a lot of people forget about is the big toe, right? And what I mean by that, when you're pushing off, when you're running, you've got to have quite a bit of big toe mobility, flexion, to be able to push off. Otherwise, it's going to start putting increased force on the bottom of the foot, the hamstring, the calf, something else, and it's critical to have that. And so what I want to see is how well can my big toe come up. Ideally, I want it to be able to come here. And a lot of you, what you'll find is, hey, I'm barely able to pull my big toe up in any capacity. And so, hey, check the big toe, check the ankle. The other thing we want to look at is how well do my hips move into extension, right? We sit at our darn desk all day, don't move much, and then we go out and expect to run and wonder why we're having low back pain, hip pain, and everything else. So what I want to see is how easily is it for me to get my leg behind me. Now, some of you be like, oh yeah, I can get it way back here, and you're really arching your low back, and you wonder why you're constantly struggling with low back pain when you're running. And so how, squeeze the core, squeeze the glute here a little bit, how much true hip extension can you access? Ideally, we need about 20 degrees. So we should be somewhere in this neck of the woods. And if not, you may be having some limitations there, and it may be critical for you to stretch it out. And so take a look at those things: big toe, ankle, as well as hip extension. And that could be a big key as to why you might be having low back.